now that I've made my image, I want to insert it into my lab report. So to do this, I simply go to Insert, Pictures, I select the file that I saved, and it's going to insert my picture. Another piece to our figure legend is that we need to make an actual figure legend, right? So we need to say figure 1, or whatever figure number we are on, and we need to give it some sort of kind of title. So what we could do is we want to make sure that we discuss what kind of cells, what kind of species are we doing our experiment with, and then what are kind of like, what is a statement that could really just be an overall overview of what this experiment showed us. So I'm just going to type a statement here. Okay, so we selected C1W3 yeast in this experiment. We had a selection process, a selection time, and our goal for this experiment is we were trying to see these clusters. So I don't want to put something like images showing clusters. I don't want to say anything descriptive about what the figure is. I don't want to say graphs of yeast growth, because clearly the reader knows what a graph looks like, and clearly the reader knows that that's an image they're looking at. You don't need to tell them that. So leave those kind of descriptors out of it and make that figure legend speak more about the figure, about what kind of species is in there, and also what were the actual results. So the result of this experiment is there were clusters that were selected in this time frame. And I might say something a little bit more specific. And then once I've done that, I can get more into the specifics. I could say more details about the experiment. I'm just going to cut and paste something here. So maybe in this experiment, you want to talk more about what were the cells, or, what was the actual procedure that you did? How did you actually get these results? In this experiment, we're simply just looking under a microscope at 20x objective. So that's really all we need to do. But if it was a more involved experiment, you might need to add some more details. Maybe the cells were treated at the drug, and at what dose were they treated with the drug? How long were they treated? Maybe some specifics about how you collected and observed the information. So this is what you're looking for your figure legend. I usually put the figure and the title in bold. And then the text that's not in bold is being more descriptive about the experiment itself. A trick that I do, because sometimes, we don't need our images to be ginormous. They don't need to take up a whole page or a page and a half. But when we do this, we kind of have this issue with the figure legend moving around our document, and sometimes it gets separated from our image. So a trick that you can use to kind of fix this is you can insert a table. And you can do just, 2 rows. And what I do is I cut my image and I paste it into the top row. And then I cut my figure legend and I put it into the bottom row here. And that's going to keep everything together. I could resize this any way that I want to. And it will actually keep that figure legend in the same kind of margins as the figure is in. So that's great. And then I can also click on this and I can remove all the borders. So no borders. And then nobody even knows that that table is there. You know, because you're moving it around and things, but nobody else knows that it's there. And once I have this ready, just make sure when you move it, I think that's the mistake I just made, is to move it by selecting the whole table and not just grabbing that image and moving it out. If you want to resize it, you can select this and kind of resize it that way. It is still dependent on the size of your image. So if I want to kind of make it smaller, I could do that. And then I could have my text wrapping around it. So I could either do that, or if the image is large enough, I can right click on this, select table properties, and then I can determine what the alignment is. Do I want everything to be real tight around it? Do I want it to be in the center, on the right? those kinds of things, I can select that there. And that's it. So those are my tricks for making an image. And just please feel free to let me know if you have any questions. Thank you.